now be recorded.
Yeah, I'd like to call this meeting to order as of Governor Baker's order for the COVID, for not meeting in person. We're doing it online.
Remote participation.
Remote participation. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 8:11. Did everybody get a chance to read the minutes from last meeting?
Yes.
I did. Okay.
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'd like to, could I add one just correction? I mean, I agree to accept them, but would you just add or correct or change, well, I guess is the right word, on number 22? I didn't request Steve to be chairman. I asked him if he would like to.
Okay.
Sounds like I demanded him, but thank you, Robert.
Okay. All right, I will make that change. So is somebody going to make the motion with the change?
Seconded?
Yes, seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
It's passed. Accepted.
So the correspondence we received, the very first one was from the Board of Selectmen about the presentation of the Cemetery Commission on January 4th. I will get you guys together a report before then so that you can look it over on things that we've accomplished this year. And then you guys can give us suggestions on anything that you want going forward for this upcoming year.
Okay.
Those are our goals and objectives usually. Okay.
And that meeting, is that going to be a go-to-meeting meeting, or is it going to be a
Yes,
real meeting?
it will be a go-to meeting, and it is on January 4th, which is a Monday.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. We'll be logged in just for our part or the whole thing?
You can stay in for the whole part, but you don't have to.
Okay.
Okay. There's a few other people, capital outlay committees presenting that night, as well as the community center facilities committee. So there'll be quite a few people on that call.
Okay.
I also included in your packet the cemetery account balances. These are generated every month by Wendy Tullock, who is our assistant town treasurer. Town accountant, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, so on the end of our balances, if you guys have any questions, I just put them in there. For the next meeting, I will have, because we have to do the quarterly reports on the cemetery revolving account, I will update all of the information on each one of the accounts, how much we've spent so far this year and how much we have going forward. So all those balances will be at our next meeting, and I'll have them broken down a little bit simpler so it's easier to read smaller reports that I do rather than municipal. Does anybody have any questions? No. So we did get 3 different letters from the Harwich United Methodist Church, which is the East Harwich Cemetery. And if you guys seen the information in the packets, they actually write East Harwich Union Cemetery. So that's what they think the cemetery is called. And they're the ones that are the keeper of all the records over there. I believe they're probably correct. So I think that's what probably should go on the sign that we make for them. So it just says, I've been concerned about the East Harwich Union Cemetery for a long time. And then the cemetery has many Mayflower descendants buried there. It has Revolutionary veterans, Civil War privates. Anyways, the letters are pretty well written. So we got them from Carl Young. He's the historian. Oh, Cindy, look, we see you.
Here you are.
Hi, Cindy.
So it has, so we have 3 different letters. So one is for support of the gravestone CPC article. One is in support of the fence article. And one is from the actual members, which he went around and had them sign all over the letter, which I put in the packet as well, which was kind of nice. So I will be scanning those in and sending them off to the, I have the CPC on Thursday night to make sure that they have them for their packet because it's updated information from when I submitted the original CPC articles to them. So the letters of support. So hopefully they will approve them, but I will keep you guys posted as that process continues to unfold. So then the next item on the agenda was I submitted a couple more Americorps projects. So each time we have any projects that I feel like the Americorps members can do at the cemeteries, it doesn't cost the town anything, and I think it's a wonderful service that they do. So I put in 2 new projects. One is to do more invasive species removal at Island Pond, and the other one is at the Evergreen Cemetery, pruning and lifting up the canopy on the newer section of Evergreen. I don't know if you've gone in there, and it has a lot of lower limbs, just to trim up all of those trees. And then in the older section where all of the hedge shrubs are, there are some invasives in there to remove those invasives and trim up all of those shrubs. I did meet with Dan from Americorps, one of the project managers, and he came out and he walked both sites with me and thought that both projects are good projects for them to do. If they end up going remote due to COVID and restrictions that could be put in place, they would still be able to do these projects because they would do them within the houses. So if 5 people or 4 people lived in a house, they still could go out and do projects outside together because they're already living together. So I figured it was a good time to put them in just in case some of them cannot work in office spaces due to the COVID guidelines if they change. So I put those in, and I will keep you posted as to when and if they get approved and scheduled.
Cool.
And if you guys think of any other projects that you think that they could do at any of the cemeteries, please just let me know and I will put them in. Okay. So the next item is our budget instructions from Carol Coppola. She is our town accountant, and we all the departments have to have their budgets finished by Friday, so that the selectmen and the board of selectmen, the town administrator, and finance can go over what our requests are, and they can tell us if anything needs to be changed or removed, probably. This is going to be a very tight budget year. Me and Cindy did meet with the town administrator, Joe Powers, and he told us that we could move forward with putting in the part-time employee for the cemetery office. It was an especially busy weekend for me. Normally it is during Thanksgiving. I had 3 burials, and I am having a hard time keeping up with all of my regular workloads, and sometimes I'm working till 8 o'clock at night. So hopefully we can get a part-time employee just to help with a little bit of some of the workload here at the cemetery department. We did get an email also on the budget from Dan Pelletier having to do with the increase in the water usage. As you remember, last budget year, they took out some of my mileage, which now will be coming out of the cemetery revolving account. but I feel like our water usage has gone up significantly. More people are actually spending a lot more time in the cemeteries in maintaining their lots and using more water, especially in Island Pond and in Evergreen. Those two cemeteries have had a lot of increased usage. So I will do the calculations and make sure I get those out to you guys so you know about that.
Okay. And this past year's been so dry anyway, we were going to use a lot of water anyway.
That's correct. We are still in a drought, so you can't tell by today, but we are.
Ought to fill up the ponds a little bit.
So I don't know if you guys want to have one more, just a meeting on the budget before our next meeting, because our next meeting isn't until January 5th, which is the day after we meet with the Board of Selectmen. So we could have another meeting in between if you guys feel it's okay, just to go over what your report to the Board of Selectmen is and in the budget if you'd like to.
That probably would be beneficial.
And those will be the only two items I think on that agenda would be the budget and the end of the year report. So I'll try to look at a couple dates and see if there's any time that you guys could meet just for a short meeting on those two things, just in case you want to make any additions or changes before we submit anything to the Board of Selectmen.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. Now, when do we have to do with the Arboretum plan?
So the Arboretum plan I had sent you guys in the packet and separately because it is kind of lengthy. If anybody has any changes or edits to the plan, if they could get them to me, that would be, I greatly appreciate it. Oh, Cindy has logged off. I think she's going to try to log again.
Yeah, John is there trying to get the thing to work, I guess.
Yes.
So I read the whole thing. It seems to be you got a lot of work in that.
Right. If there's anything that you think that we need to add or change, because it's a working plan, we'll be updating it probably every year anyways. So this is just the beginning of the plan, and as we use the plan, we'll be adding more features or maybe more goals to the plan as we go forward. But if you guys find that you want to add anything to the plan, or if you feel like some of the language might be need to be updated or changed, please let me know.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good.
Thanks. Well, it's already been gone over by 3 or 4 different people, so
yeah.
The first couple of drafts were a little rough, but it's getting much better.
No, you did a nice job with that.
Thank you. So I have to submit this to the Board of Selectmen. So I just want to make sure that you guys are okay with its format. I do have to fill out the rest of the application process for arbor.net. And in it, the Board of Selectmen really is and the town administrator oversees it because it is a town entity. So I will fill out the application itself. And that way we can just review it and make sure that we haven't missed anything out on the application before we submit it. But she says we're good to go. She has the map that identifies the trees and their locations, which is the primary thing that we have to have, that along with the plan. So those things that we have already done will get our certification, and I think that'll be great. Ashley only has a few more of the trees to finish indexing, and as soon as she has that, we'll have Russ Norton go through that, and hopefully we'll have the tree tags made, maybe, hopefully February. And then we'll have those installed, which could be another Americorps project. We'll have those kids install the tree tags, which I'm sure they'll find that a fun project to do. And I'm still going to be meeting with Griffin about putting the Arboretum software back out to bid. He's been pretty busy with some other stuff that he has. And I know that the person who they had written the letter to saying that they hadn't met all the criteria for the bid has reached back out to them. But I feel like he's probably going to move forward in putting him back out to get another bid for that. So just a little update from that, but I'll touch bases with Griffin one more time.
Okay.
So I did put in the additional materials, which I had submitted. I had updated the map for the CPC so that they identified each one of the stones. When I originally submitted the CPC article, when I tried to photocopy the yellow highlighted or whatever, I think yellow, it wouldn't photocopy correctly. So when I did not put it in their packets because I thought it would be confusing. So then I sent it to the Historic Commission, and it identifies every single stone and what needs to be done and what's broken in each stone. So I just wanted you guys to have, and actually to be able to see how much work is actually going to be going into each one of these CPC articles. The stones are my #1 priority. Once they are completely eroded, there will be no going back. So I think that if we have 3 CPC articles, and if the CPC asks me which one they recommend that I put forward, it's definitely going to be the stones is going to be my #1. #2 would probably be the Veterans Memorial Circle, and #3 would be the posts and rails. And I don't know if you guys feel the same way or if you guys have a different lineup that you guys want. I mean, you've all reviewed all 3 CPC articles. Do you have the same feeling or?
Yeah, I do. I think the headstone should be done first, and then we can work on the fencing part.
Yeah. So the fencing part, it can be a safety issue. I hope that they can do that, but I don't know if they're going to have enough funding because they are also looking at the Brooks Academy building, which I'm in support of them doing. So hopefully we'll have to see how it plays out with the CPC and how much funding they have to give out this year. So in there also, I updated them a map with also the posts and rails. I identified which the yellow squares are the broken granite posts, and the red lines are the rails that are either broken or missing.
Okay.
So when I spoke with Griffin, he was very concerned about the electricity service from the entrance of 39 going all the way to the Veterans Circle. So he wanted me to reach out to Sean Libby to have him look at the panel that is already installed for the irrigation system. And I did, and he had some concerns about the electricity. There's a 240 volt supply, and so I sent that off to Rick Harmon. Rick Harmon updated his bid for the electrical service, which will start at 39 and then go all the way through the cemetery up to the circle where the gazebo is, which already is wired for an electrical service. It has a panel in it already. So that way, when we have events, you can plug in a microphone or anything that we would need for the events that required electricity, as well as for the flagpole. Once we put the American flag up, it needs to be lit. So we updated the total for that, and the project increased. So the Veterans Memorial Circle at Evergreen Cemetery's new total is $43,000. So I still, hopefully they will support it. That meeting will be Thursday night. I was supposed to go before the Recreation Commission, but their meeting was canceled due to a lack of quorum before Thanksgiving. So I'll be going up for that meeting, their next meeting in December. Does anyone have any questions on that?
Now, do we need another poll for that new service Trump put in there, the space one?
So so he updated his quote for that. So they are going to be, they have to dig along the irrigation line coming from the service all the way up to the flagpole, and he has updated his bid to include all of that information.
Okay.
So all that information's in the packet as well.
Okay. Hopefully the pipe is going to be big enough if we have to expand or update something, we can stuff a bigger wire through it.
I think he's putting in 2. I think he said that.
2 pipes?
Yeah, just in case he has to expand it at a later.
That's good.
And in the packet, I also included Will Ramanad, who are retired veterans agent from the town, support for this project. He's very excited. He was on the commission for a long time, and this was one of the things that he wanted finished. So he's very excited about this project, and hopefully it'll be approved.
Hope so. Good.
The next item on the agenda is from the estate of Sylvia B. Larson. They gave us an additional $10,000. So we have drafted a letter, which is in the packet. I don't know if you were able to view that, Steve.
I did.
Okay. And Rob, I sent it out to Rob, and we worked on that letter together. So do we have a motion to send this letter to William Kroll's office, thanking them for this additional gift, generous gift for the Lily Pond management?
We'll make a motion to send the letter.
Yep, I'll second it.
Yeah. All in favor, I guess?
The 3 of us.
Now, do we have to sign it?
Yes, you have to sign that, and I'll have to get together with Rob and Cindy later for the deeds from the last meeting. I know you've signed them, but we've got to get those deeds out to those people.
Okay, so I'll swing by at some point and sign the letter.
Yes, please.
Being the new guy, can I just ask a quick question? I don't want to tie up meeting time. So
Sure.
how do we do all of that? What needs to be signed, when, where?
So you can just make an appointment and swing by the community center, and then you can sign the deeds that we have. The community center is currently open right now, but you can just call me and then I can meet you. I actually am in my new office. I don't know if you can tell. I'm in the bigger, well, I'm in the old veterans office, yeah.
Oh, but at the community center or at town hall?
At the community center.
Okay. Well, I live right around the corner, so that's easy. Okay.
Yeah. So you can just give me a call, come in, and then you can sign the deeds.
Okay.
All right. So then the next item on the agenda is the cemetery signs. So after reading the letter from the church, I think they feel that the cemetery is, well, and I think they would know, the East Harwich Union Cemetery. So I think that is what should be on the sign.
Definitely.
So can somebody make a motion
To read the signs?
to actually, so I have to go out and send that information to the sign company, and they can give us a price, and then I'll come back with that. Because you have to pay by, it's a hand carved sign.
I make a motion to get the sign made for that cemetery, written as the East Harwich Union Cemetery.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Great.
And then the memorial flag holders.
Oh, so
One's for the Union Church there, now that they go way back to World War II or the Revolutionary and all that kind of stuff.
So I actually got in our World War I and the World War II flag holders were delivered to my office. I am going to update. I'm going to go and try to do that at some point in the next couple days. Hopefully it'll clear out later today, the ones that I haven't been able to place because we were out of them, so that they are there at least. I am still compiling the list of the people who are Revolutionary War veterans and Civil War veterans. As I make my list and keep going forward, hopefully by the January 5th meeting, I will have a better handle on how many of those we need. And that way we can order that in the next batch.
Okay.
We do have some, the Spanish-American War as well, veterans. Some of them served in 2 wars. So at some point we'll make a list of those people who served in and make a decision which flag holder we should be giving them. We don't have many people who served in the Spanish-American War, but we do have quite, more people who served in the Civil War.
They don't make multiple flag holders like that with 2 flags?
They don't. So some people have served in, we have one person who served in 3 wars.
Really?
Yes. So career person who was in the military. And so those people, I had to actually add another field in the database. First it said first war, second war, and then I had to add another one to add an additional war for him. So that way all of his criteria would be in. So if somebody searched for somebody who served in World War I, it would come up. And then World War II, it would come up. In World War III, not World War III, but so then, you know what I'm saying, as you go on to the other wars. So if you search for people who served in Vietnam, it'll show you everyone who served in Vietnam. So I just want to make sure that we have everyone listed in case we ever do a tour at the cemeteries or want to make a list of those on an anniversary of something.
And then it'll get complicated with post 9/11 conflicts.
Yes.
I have a picture of it down at the National Cemetery in Bourne.
Yeah.
We did Wreaths Across America last year. We have a very nice plaque that identifies all of the different conflicts. And those folks are going to be coming up.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll send that to you and we can.
That's great.
When we don't have a lot of business.
Are you doing Wreaths Across America again this year?
Yeah, I'm coordinating it for our pilots union in Boston. We have 3 cemeteries, one in New Hampshire, one in Newburyport, and then I'm going to lead the group that goes down to the Bourne National Cemetery. And yeah.
That's a great thing that they do.
If you happen to walk through there during Wreaths Across America, it will just set you back. It's amazing.
Does anybody have any other old business?
No. Have we figured out the Bank Street Cemetery, the surveyor of some kind?
We have not. I did send an email to Griffin, and he hasn't gotten back to me. But I'm gonna try to swing in there today, or I'll send him another email.
This would be a good time of year to do it with vegetation and stuff down and.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll have to pay for that, and I do. I think I did send him an email asking him about what Cindy had requested. A retired surveyor might have more time and be able to do it, and would that be okay? But he hasn't responded to it. But as soon as I'll reach out to him, I know he's extremely busy, and we're all trying to finish our budget. So I did send you guys all of the bills last night.
Yep, I saw that.
There wasn't very, the only thing on there was my mileage for October and November. The well, Electricity, which was $7.13. Oh, my mileage was 169.05 and 63.82. And then the Temple Aluminum Foundry for the World War I and World War II grave markers, it was $1,020.10. So we got 50 of each, which I'm sure we'll go through in no time. Putting up now that we are researching all of the veterans. I was surprised as I'm entering these people in the database, how many of them were veterans who did not have flag holders, and how many of them, some of the family members didn't even know. One lady insisted her grandfather was not in the military, so I had to show her the records. So she said she had never heard that he was. So I think it's important that we honor these veterans and make sure that they get a flag on Memorial Day. You guys both will have to either verbally sign off on, verbally you can tell me in the meeting, but you have to send me an email saying that you approve of the bills so that I can put them in.
I sent it to you about an hour ago.
Yeah, I did get that. So if you could just review them, Steve, and then get back to me, that would be great.
I will take care of that.
All right. Any other new business?
I don't believe so.
So our next meeting that we had was for in January, but as we said earlier in the meeting, I think we should have one more meeting before that. Is there any particular date or time that you guys think would be okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty wide open.
You want to do 2 weeks from today? See what that.
If something were to come up, again, new guy question, how much time do you need to fix it before the selectmen meeting on the 5th?
So if we would, this by Friday, I have to put in my budget. So that's usually pretty static. It's my salary, but we are adding the new employee, which Carol Capola will be giving me all the information. It's all union pay, so that's all predetermined how much I put in for that. I'm going to calculate the water calculations and all of that information. That's probably going to be, they want not to increase our budgets at all, and I know that's going to increase it, so that's going to be a narrative that I'll have to put in my reports. The thing that you guys want to review is your report that you will be giving to the Board of Selectmen. So if we start working on that, you guys can review old minutes of the meetings and stuff like that, but I can send you information, overviews of what we've accomplished this year and what our goals were from last year. They're in the annual book anyways. But that way, if there's anything that you want to change or to add or new goals that you think that we should be including looking forward for next year, I think that you guys should should review that because it's your actual report and your name goes on it. So I feel like we should have a report. We should have at least one more meeting before then. So if we could have something either on the 15th or the 22nd, I don't know how. Does any of those days look better, or do you guys have a preference?
Well, probably the 15th might be better.
Okay.
Because the other one, I don't know what we're doing with the kids, so.
Oh yeah, that's too close to Christmas, I guess. So the 15th will be good for, I'll put it in and I'll send Cindy the information as well. It's unfortunate.
Is that enough time to get your credentials?
Yeah, I'll send you more credentials for that. So I'll request it to Danielle as soon as we get off, so that way she can get it to me in time. Okay.
So is there any more business, new business, old business? Nothing?
No.
Okay, then we'll make a motion to close the meeting.
Okay.
8:45.
Would you like to second that, Rob?
Look at that. Sorry.
That's okay.
I thought he did.
So I'm sure it's unanimous.
So.
Okay, thank you so much for logging in early this morning.